Welcome to the Deep Dive. This is our segment on Chat Like a Native, where we really try to give you those strategies, those shortcuts to sounding genuinely fluent.
Yeah, and today we're tackling something I think a lot of intermediate learners run into.
Yeah.
It's frustrating, right? You've got the grammar down, maybe a decent vocabulary,
Mm-hmm.
but when you actually speak or listen to a native speaker going fast, there's this gap, like your brain and your mouth aren't quite connected in real time.
Exactly. You know what you want to say, but getting it out feels, I don't know, slow, a bit clunky, and you haven't quite caught that natural rhythm, the music of English we talk about.
Right.
So today we're diving deep into one specific technique designed to shrink that gap, to make your speaking feel more automatic.
We're talking about reaction shadowing. Sometimes
Oh.
people just call it speech shadowing.
Yeah. And if you really want your brain to stop doing that slow translation thing and just react naturally in English.
Then this is for you. Think of it like a very targeted workout plan for your speaking muscles, basically. We're going to give you the steps.
Okay, let's get straight into it then. Because shadowing might ring a bell, but this is different. We've all done those listen, pause, then repeat things in class. How is reaction shadowing different?
Well, the key difference is the immediacy. It's all about real time. With reaction shadowing, you listen to some English audio, could be anything clear, really,
Okay.
and you repeat what you hear almost exactly as you hear it. You don't wait for them to finish a sentence or even a phrase,
Wow, okay. So you're speaking while they're still speaking.
pretty much. You're aiming to be their echo, like right behind them. The shortest possible delay. That's the goal.
That sounds intense. You're processing and speaking all at once.
It is intense. And honestly, that's precisely why it's so effective. See, if you wait for the pause, you're mainly testing your short-term memory and maybe pronunciation on its own. But when you force yourself to shadow in real time, you're pushing your whole speech system to actually keep up with native speed and rhythm.
So it's not just about saying the words correctly.
Not at all. The real aim is to mirror everything. The words, sure, but also the rhythm, the stress where their voice goes up and down, even the emotion behind it.
Okay, I can really see how that would force you past that mental translation step. There's just no time for it. You have to react.
Exactly.
So let's get into the nuts and bolts. Why does this work? What's happening, in the brain or the mouth that makes this real-time mimicry stick?
It really boils down to something called the audio-motor connection. Basically, it's how our brain links sounds to the physical movements needed to make them.
Audio motor. Okay.
When you shadow, especially reaction shadowing, you're constantly strengthening that link. The sound comes in, and your brain immediately fires off the signals for the right mouth, tongue, lip movements.
Ugh. So if I always mess up, say, the sound because it's not in my native language, shadowing forces my mouth to practice making that sound right after hearing it over and over.
Precisely. It's like building muscle memory, but for speaking. Many English sounds, tricky vowels, consonant clusters, the way words sort of blend together, linking.
Yeah, linking is tough.
Right. Those things might just not exist in your first language.
Yeah.
Shadowing is targeted physical training for your mouth muscles to learn those new movements automatically, without you having to consciously think, okay, tongue between teeth,
Yeah,
every single time.
that makes sense. And what about the music part? The flow, the rhythm, that's often what gives away a non-native speaker, even with perfect grammar.
That's a huge benefit. Shadowing helps you internalize the natural intonation and stress patterns of English. You start to just feel which words get emphasis, how sentences rise or fall.
You mean like questions going up at the end? Stuff like that.
Yeah, that, but also how native speakers group words together. We don't speak word by word by word. We speak in chunks, in rhythmic units. Shadowing helps you pick that up naturally.
And I guess because you're trying so hard to keep up, almost guessing what's next, it must sharpen your listening skills overall too.
Oh, definitely. You have to listen incredibly actively. It forces you to process faster and anticipate better. So yeah, it's like this integrated workout for listening, pronunciation, rhythm, everything all at once.
Okay, I'm sold on the benefits, but it does sound like something you could easily, mess up or get overwhelmed by.
Sure.
So if someone listening is thinking, right, I want to try this tomorrow, where's the starting point? What's step one?
Step one, absolutely foundational, is choosing the right material. This is super important.
Okay. What makes it right?
Couple of things. It needs to be clear audio, obviously, something you actually find interesting, otherwise you'll tune out. And crucially, especially at the start, it should not be too fast.
Right. So maybe jumping straight into a fast-talking comedian or a dense news report is a bad idea.
Probably setting yourself up for failure, yeah. Better to start with, say, Short dialogues, maybe an interview that's paced moderately. A conversational podcast segment could work well too.
And transcripts, helpful or a crutch?
Definitely helpful at the beginning. Using material with a transcript or subtitles gives you a kind of safety net, lets you check what you think you heard. Highly recommended when you're just starting out.
Got it. Material chosen. What's next? Just hit play and go.
Not quite yet. Step 2 is preparation. Just listen. Listen through a couple of times without trying to speak.
Okay, passive listening.
Not exactly passive, active listening. Focus on the sounds, the pauses, where the emphasis falls, how words connect. If you have that transcript, maybe glance over it quickly. Make sure you know what the words mean so you're not trying to figure out vocab and shadow at the same time.
Right. Focus on the sound and rhythm first.
Yeah.
Okay, prep done. Now, the actual shadowing, you mentioned a gradual transition.
Yeah, easing into it is smart. So, step 3. This is optional, but I really recommend it. Try shadowing with the transcript visible first.
Ah, okay. So you can see and hear simultaneously.
Exactly. It helps connect the sound to the written word in your own voice. But remember, the goal isn't to read perfectly. It's to use the text as a guide while you focus on matching the sound and rhythm.
Makes sense. And then step 4 is ditch the transcript.
That's the core of it, yeah. Transcript away, hit play, and start repeating almost right away. Really focus on matching that pace, that melody. Look, a little lag is totally normal at first.
Okay.
The main thing is to try and shrink that gap little by little with practice.
Now, I can just imagine trying to shadow like a whole minute of speech, getting totally lost halfway through and just feeling defeated. How do you avoid that?
Yes. That brings us to step 5, which is crucial.
Yeah.
Chunking. Work in small pieces. Yeah, don't try to shadow long stretches right away. Pick a short segment, maybe just 10 seconds, 20, 30 max. Really focus on nailing that small chunk. Get the pace right, the intonation. Repeat it until it feels smooth.
Okay, master the small bits first.
Exactly. Then you can move to the next chunk. And later you can try linking them together. It stops you from getting overwhelmed and makes sure you're practicing accuracy, not just rushing through.
That sounds much more manageable. Builds confidence too, I bet. Little wins.
Totally.
But how do I know if I'm actually getting better if my echo sounds anything like the original?
Right. This is maybe the most important step of all. Step 6. Feedback. You absolutely have to record yourself.
Ugh, nobody likes hearing their own voice.
I know. But it's critical. Record yourself shadowing a chunk, then listen back to your recording and compare it directly to the original audio source.
Okay, so side-by-side comparison.
Yes. This is where you spot the differences. Was your pacing off? Did you miss the stress on a keyword? Was your intonation flat? You need to hear where the gaps are. Without that comparison, you're just guessing, maybe even reinforcing bad habits.
That makes total sense. If you don't check, you don't know what to fix.
Precisely. And then step 7 is just gradually level up once you feel comfortable with a certain type of material.
Challenge yourself more.
Yeah. Try slightly faster audio. Try longer chunks. Try shadowing material without a transcript available at all. Mix it up with different speakers, different accents, different styles, formal, informal. Keep pushing that comfort zone gently.
Okay, that's a really solid step-by-step plan. But let's talk pitfalls. Where do people usually go wrong when they try this? What are the common mistakes?
Good question. Number 1 probably is shadowing word by word by word.
Like reading aloud slowly.
Kind of. If you focus on each individual word, your speech sounds really unnatural, very choppy. You've got to tune into the rhythm groups, the phrases. Feel the flow between words, not just the words themselves.
Got it. Focus on the musical phrase, not the single notes. What else?
Another big one is ignoring the emotion or the intonation, just mimicking the words robotically.
Right, so you get the pronunciation perfect, but it sounds flat, dead.
Exactly. You end up sounding monotonous. You have to try and capture the speaker's energy, their feeling. Are they excited, questioning, annoyed? That's part of the music, too.
And I'm guessing just doing it for too long in one go is a bad idea.
Oh, yeah. Burnout is real. Shadowing is mentally taxing work. If you try to do it for like an hour straight,
You just get tired and sloppy.
totally. Your concentration dips, you start making mistakes, and you might actually reinforce those mistakes. Short, focused sessions are way better. 10, maybe 20 minutes max per session. Quality over quantity.
And relying too much on the transcript, you mentioned that earlier.
Yeah, it's a comfort trap. It's useful at first, but if you always use it, your ears get lazy. Your eyes are doing half the work. You need to push yourself to shadow audio only as soon as you feel reasonably comfortable with a piece. Let your ears do the work.
Okay, so avoid word by word, capture emotion, keep sessions short, and don't lean on the transcript forever. anything else? Oh, the recording part.
Right. Not recording yourself and comparing.
Mm.
If you skip that feedback loop, progress will be slow and uncertain. You need to know what to work on.
So given how intense this is, how do people realistically build this into a routine, make it stick?
Consistency is the absolute key, like any training.
Daily practice.
Ideally, yes.
Yeah.
Even just 10 minutes a day, done properly with focus and feedback, is far more effective than one long, sloppy session once a week. That daily repetition really cements those audio-motor pathways.
And using different voices, you mentioned.
Yeah, variety is important too. Don't just shadow one person all the time. Try male voices, female voices, different accents, different speaking styles. It keeps your ear flexible and makes you better at understanding and mimicking a wider range of English.
And it's important to remember this isn't the only thing you should do, right?
Absolutely essential reminder. Shadowing is a fantastic tool for building automaticity and improving pronunciation and flow. But it's a tool. It needs to be combined with actual conversation, free speaking practice where you generate the language. Shadowing trains your mechanics. Conversation uses them spontaneously.
Okay, this has been incredibly thorough. We've basically laid out a full strategy for using reaction shadowing to take your English from just sounding correct to sounding truly natural and conversational.
Yeah, it really is like targeted strength training for your speaking. It speeds up how fast you process English, definitely improves your listening, and honestly, it boosts confidence quite a bit when you start feeling that fluency.
Do people usually see results quickly?
You know, many learners report noticing improvements, maybe in pronunciation clarity, or just feeling less hesitant within a few weeks if they're consistent and follow the steps, especially the recording part.
But it's not magic. You mentioned where it fails.
Right. It's less helpful if the audio you choose is just way too hard for you to understand, or if you push yourself into exhaustion every time you practice. And crucially, if you only shadow and never actually try to speak freely in real conversations, you won't see the full benefit. It needs context.
The journey to sounding more native-like, it's definitely a marathon, not a sprint. It takes steady work.
Absolutely.
So, based on everything we've talked about, needing different voices, short clips, focusing on specific styles,
Yeah.
here's our final challenge for you listening. Think about a type of native speaker you find challenging. Maybe it's a particular accent, or someone who speaks quickly or uses a lot of slang.
Mm.
What is one distinct voice or style you're going to find audio for and start practicing with tomorrow? Go find that clip, maybe just 30 seconds to start, and do your focused 10-minute echo practice. Record yourself. Compare. You might just be amazed at how quickly your mouth starts to finally keep up with your brain.